Hi everyone, happy Easter and happy spring. Welcome to your March 2024 Astrological forecast. Before I begin, I would like to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much for your likes and shares and your comments. And if you are new to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, okay? It really helps it to grow. Also, I guess you guys have noticed that the weekly forecast has now become kind of like a daily forecast on the shorts section. And actually, I believe some people aren't aware that there aren't major aspects between the planets every single day. Okay, there are minor ones, but I only cover the major aspects. So if there isn't a post for that day, that's because there wasn't a major aspect on that day. Okay, but we're still calling it the weekly forecast, even though it's showing up daily in the shorts section. Okay, also, I am working on a video for Pluto, but YouTube, I believe, has recently changed some of their policies or regulations. And I have to kind of review them to make sure what I can say and what I can't say. Whatever, you know, Pluto is a pretty intense planet, and there's a little bit of seriousness to it. So I really would like to do it justice, but I don't want to offend anyone, okay? So now for this month's forecast here, okay? Well, the sun is obviously in Pisces, okay, up until the 19th when it moves into Aries on the 19th, okay? Mercury starts off in Pisces this month, but ends up in Aries on the 9th, okay? There's a new moon in Pisces on the 10th. Venus moves into Pisces on the 11th, and Mars moves into Pisces on the 22nd. Okay, up until that point, Venus is still in Aquarius up until the 11th, and Mars is still in Aquarius up until the 22nd. So you got the love planets still traveling together, as they will be when they enter Pisces, okay? And there is a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra on the 25th. So now for your forecast. Hi Libra. So the month starts off with the sun in Pisces in your 6th house, where you have the sign of Pisces, okay? Neptune and Saturn are already here. Let's see here. Okay, there's a new moon in Pisces on the 10th. Venus moves here on the 11th, and Mars moves here on the 22nd. Okay, and the 6th house is the house of the kind of work that you do, the workplace, your co-workers, your work schedule. It's also your house of health and your daily routine as far as your health goes. Let's say like taking vitamins, you know, exercising, stuff like that. It's also the house of service to others, and also the house of small pets, okay? Anyway, with the sun here, you know, this is where your focal point is right now. Venus and Mars will be traveling together here, you know, just like they are actually in Aquarius, but I'll get to that in a minute. But, you know, with Saturn here at this time, first of all, when Neptune's been here for a while, okay, so you're probably used to it by now. A lot of times, though, you know, you have something weird going on with your health that's very hard to diagnose. Usually it's like allergies of some kind that kick up. You have an allergic reaction to something and you're not sure exactly what it is. And even when you go to a doctor, either your symptoms don't show up or they can't find out what the problem is, right? When Saturn comes along, sometimes that really helps to define that. You know, you actually find help for whatever ailment you may have at this time. But also you may find that it is the workplace that is literally making you sick. So you can't say, yeah, work makes me sick, and mean it, you know. I've mentioned this before, okay, about possibly having, you know, some kind of symptoms or an illness or something or other, just due to, you know, while you're at work, but when you leave, you're fine. So there's obviously something in the air or whatever You know, you're around something that could be setting you off. So it's a good idea to check something, you know, out right now at this time. Also, though, with Saturn here, there could be a new person in the workplace that is a real pain in the ass, okay? This could be a boss, or it could be like just a coworker that is very like a Debbie Downer, okay? They're also just somebody, you know, you like you feel you have to watch your back when you're around them, you know, nobody trusts them, you're not the only one. You know, things like that. Or even the company that you work for could have come up with some kind of new weird policies, especially because it's still like the beginning of the year, and that's when a lot of places try to implement stuff like that, you know. Like a work schedule or some weird, like I said, policy that's very hard to adhere to. You know, not just you, even your coworkers feel the same way. And this is like one of those times where people could just quit, you know. And it could even be a higher up that quits, and somebody comes in to replace them. And maybe that replacement doesn't work out so well, okay. Also, though, as far as your health goes, you know, you could take up some form of exercise if you weren't already doing something. You know, it could be, you know, like Mars is still in Aquarius, okay, up until the 22nd, before it moves into Pisces on the 22nd, okay, so it's still in your 5th house where you have Aquarius, along with Venus even up until the 11th, okay, but the 5th house is the house of fun and recreation of any kind. Usually this is like we're dancing or just riding a bike or walking or something for fun. It happens, you know, it makes you very energetic. But also, you know, it does make you, with Mars here in the 5th house, you know, you have a new zest for fun, parties, romance, anything creative, whatever. Okay, especially with Venus here, all of these things come kind of natural right now. When, you know, so now that these planets are here in the 5th house, you could be physically having fun of some kind that, some way or other, and that just carries over into your 6th house. So you keep up with it because you see that you're getting really good results from it as far as your health goes. Now, also, the 6th house being the house of the service to others, okay? And what I mean by that is, you know, someone needs your help with something, okay? It could even be a coworker. Doesn't have to be. It could be anyone, but because this is happening in your 6th house, I would have to say a coworker maybe. They may just need like help, like with like a ride to work or something or other, you know. And so they come to you and ask you for a favor, and in return offer to do something for you, so you both benefit from the arrangement. And this could have been something that's been going on for like a really long time, okay? And now that Saturn has moved into this area, it may have made this arrangement that you have with this person, that, again, it could be anyone, okay, it made it a little bit more than you had planned. You're doing way too much, far more than you had agreed to do. This could even be something like watching someone's pets, you know, like when they go out of town, which is probably fairly often if they need somebody to really be around this often. Or even just like popping into someone's house, you know, to feed their pets or even water their plants or something like that. You know, it's like you're taking on way too much responsibility than you had originally agreed to. So this would be the time to alter that, to change it or even end it at this time, especially when Mars moves here. You're not going to be putting up with anything anyway. Wherever Mars is transiting, it brings interaction with whomever, but it's more on your part, you know, action. The action part is you trying to get something done, more or less, something changed, something begun, whatever, okay? So when Mars is in your 6th house, again, You may be even a little bit more aggressive at work, you know, not really putting up with a lot of things, okay? But that's necessary. That's why Mars is here. It's helping you to defend yourself or fend for yourself, okay? With Venus here in your 6th house, you know, it usually brings a really nice rapport with your coworkers. But there could be someone that shows like an interest in you, possibly at work, in the workplace. Maybe you're not interested at all. You know, it could be a little uncomfortable, or it could make working a little bit strange, working with them. But this will pass, okay? Venus is only going to be here for a while, and it'll pass, okay? So around this new moon on the 10th, though, it's just like a new beginning in something. It's a new beginning, new way of doing something at work. Having a conversation with, you know, someone at work, you're a higher up, because you want things done a certain way, or you want to alter or change something. And if you're self-employed, this is having that conversation with the client, okay? Or the conversation with someone that you're helping as far as the service to other goes, okay? So then, okay, the sun does move into Aries on the 19th, and Mercury's here actually from the 9th on in your 7th house, where you have the sign of Aries. Aries is your opposite sign. Okay, 7th house is your partnerships and close relationships, whether they're business, romantic, or friendship. This is also the house of open enemies and competition and arrangements and agreements and consulting experts at this time, okay? So, you know, it's not really a lot going on here except for the fact that there is a full moon lunar eclipse in Libra, in your sign, on the 25th, okay? So that's the only time I could see anything really happening here. You know, an eclipse causes the effects of, you know, the moon to last longer, a little bit longer than usual. So there could just be something going on within a close relationship. Maybe it is business related, you know, but with Mercury there, you're already discussing it, right? At the beginning of this month, you're already in conversation, even with a close friend, you know. It doesn't mean that there's going to be problems. It's just that around that full moon, lunar eclipse, okay, you could, like, really, I don't know, come to some kind of conclusion, or just finally, you know, end something possibly. You know, a full moon exists to get a problem out into the open, so it can be dealt with and then done away with, so you don't have to deal with it ever again. So this could be one of those times. So there's something possibly going on in a close relationship that you just need to talk about, that's all. You know, you don't have to wait for that full moon, you know, to happen, and to where it may be a little bit more emotional. You know, maybe you should do it beforehand or after or whatever. But the problem will still be there around that full moon. It'll come to the surface, maybe just to you. Maybe you're not even talking about it at this time, but it's something that's pretty obvious to you that you need to change. That's all. Again, I do have to mention, just, you know, Venus and Mars. Venus is in Aquarius up until the 11th, and Mars is in Aquarius up until the 22nd, still in your 5th house of fun. So you're still, you know, pretty active most of the month, especially with that Mars there. As far as creativity goes, even, you know, you could be working on some kind of project that does carry over into your 6th house when Mars moves into Pisces, okay? And the 6th house, again, being the kind of work that you do, maybe you are self-employed or would like to be self-employed. So this is one of those times where you could begin creating something or other while Mars is still in your 5th house. And once it moves into your 6th house, make it more tangible and like able to like be, it becomes more of a job that you can actually make money from, or you create something that you're able to sell, okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Libra on the 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Aries, and those dates are the 11th and 12th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 7th, 8th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. The best time for money is the 1st, 2nd, 13th, 14th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. The best time for your career is the 17th, 18th, and 19th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 15th, 16th, 29th, 30th, and 31st. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for March. Be sure to check out my weekly forecasts, which are now daily shorts. See you then. Goodbye.